Well, me and Rachel just got back from the movies. Well, Rachel took a shower. We got home. And I'm just, kind of in a mess right now. But, we just saw The Darkest Hour. I think it came out yesterday.
Did it? Christmas Day.
Yeah, it came out Christmas Day. So that was yesterday, Rachel.
No.
Anyway.
Wait, Christmas Day was... Oh, yeah, it was.
Dumb slut. Anyway, so this is the first movie I'm going to be reviewing today just because it's fresh in our minds. And I personally did not like it all that much, but Rachel loved it.
I didn't love it. It was okay. Not the best.
So it's kind of a hard topic to explain how what the process of it is and the description and the synopsis and the summary and whatever that shit is called. But I'll put the link in the description for the fucking for the trailer link, and then hopefully that'll explain it. And I'll also leave the link for the IMDb website, and I'll leave the link for my blog. Okay, so Rachel liked the movie, so Rachel, go ahead and tell us what you liked about it.
Well, see, I didn't love it like Meg said, but it was an okay movie. It's just not the best. For example, it's most of those scary, or it wasn't really even that. It wasn't even scary, but most of the movies that I've seen are better. It's just it's okay in the sense get
your shit together, Rachel.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. It's suspenseful, a little bit, and it's just the little aliens, the creepy little slutty aliens, and the little whatever how you want to call them, the fireballs, and they're just all
whole electronic.
Yeah, little electronic glowing balls. They're all they're sort of they sort of look really. Not really.
They were so animated. It's the kind of thing I could have drawn.
You could totally tell they were animated. When they shot at them, the little bits and pieces that exploded, they were
shitty.
Yeah, it was really bad. They were all, and then the aliens were all and I was just what? they weren't scary,
Anyway,
but it was an okay I don't know.
So Rachel liked it a little bit more than I did, but I'm going to give the more critical side of it. So the movie didn't have it had a plot. There wasn't a solid plot, though. It didn't have a definite, problem, climax and resolution, whatever.
Yeah, there was no story behind it.
There was no, storyline. There was a plot that, you could have gone off of, but they just kind of branched off, and a lot of the pieces, it kind of set bad stereotypes for Russian people.
Yeah.
It did, because, they, depict, everyone, I think the stereotype for, I'm not, trying to be prejudiced or anything, but this is kids, I'm not saying I'm, prejudiced against Russians, but people, in the movie, they were, depicted as being, gruff and, really muscular, and, they had really heavy, husky accents, and, it was just, I don't know, it just kind of bothered me a little bit, just because people shouldn't, I don't know.
Russians are awesome.
Russians are pretty great. I like Russians, the gymnastics and the ballet is beautiful. But anyway, so, and the problem with the actors, first of all.
Yeah, there was no one there was no one in the movie. It was just random people I've never even seen before, actors.
They weren't known actors, but I'm sure if you if you look, they've probably been in a couple other minor films with minor roles, but they had kind of lead roles in this movie, and I feel like they weren't exactly prepared for it, but they didn't really know how to act, and whenever they had dialogue, it just seemed so scripted. And I'm not saying I could do it any better than they could or anything, but it just seems so scripted. When you're acting, you should be able to relate to the character. They obviously couldn't do this whatsoever, because you could just tell that their characters are completely out of their comfort zone. And they tried to develop the characters, but there wasn't enough time in the movie to do that. And so they tried to make you feel sympathy and everything for them, when some died. I'm sorry, this was a spoiler. I'm gonna give that away, but when some when a family died, they expect you to feel compassion or sympathy, but they weren't developed enough. They were always hinting about stuff. There was these two girls that were best friends or whatever from I don't know, the United States, and sorry, and they were like, there was this like the blonde girl was always like really like like jittery and stuff, and like they kind of like I thought they were gonna explain something about that because her friend was just like it's okay like don't go don't like think about that or whatever, and I was like are you gonna explain it to us? Like it didn't make any sense, and then.
Like when a character like died, like you didn't really have much like feeling for it because
you didn't give a
shit. Yeah, like because they didn't really like grow on the character at all. Like they didn't like show any like there's like characters, it's just like another. But I mean, when the dog died,
the dog was sad. Like I mean, I think in everybody when an animal dies, regardless of what animal it is, unless it's like like an evil like
cat,
satanic creature,
like cats, I don't give a shit.
And this was like an evil, like satanic creature. You care, and like the dog was really sad because when the dog, like it's in the trailer, and when the dog died, it made like a little like whimpering noise. It was like, oh, I was like, oh my god, and I don't know. It was just
I had higher expectations for it, and it just didn't really.
So overall, going into the movie, I did not have high expectations for it. I didn't really.
I thought it would be good, but I was.
I wasn't expecting like an Academy Award or an Oscar from it like at all. Like
I wouldn't waste $11 for a 3D. Like the 3D wasn't.
The 3D sucked ass.
Yeah,
like,
the
major
3D.
asshole.
The 3D like it wasn't even.
It wasn't filmed with the 3D cameras. It was like Avatar, right? I mean, everyone's seen that movie.
Yeah.
In Avatar, they use like special 3D cameras. Like James Cameron and all that. Like they spent a lot of money. It costs more. But with this movie, and with a lot of other movies they do, and just scamming you to get you to pay more money. With this movie, it's not even real 3D. They added it in after the movie was filmed, and I mean, like it was still like 3D, but it didn't like look, like Avatar did, or like something, like memorable like that. But and the resolution, there wasn't a clear climax of the movie. I mean, I guess. When they got to the submarine, this is going to have spoilers, by the way. When they get to the submarine, they're all like, "Oh yeah, let's go." I mean, I guess that, and then this one stupid ass girl gets like runs off and like. Okay, so she like falls into the water because like the little like this
boat tipped over.
The boat tips over, whatever.
What she is this little skank. She goes off into the land and doesn't follow the people.
Yeah, and so like it's like 5 seconds later, the guy's like looking for her for like a minute, and he's like, "Oh my god, where'd she go?"
And they find her in a slutty little ghetto bus,
And then like literally 2 minutes later after that, like she's like like a mile away. Like how the fuck do you get like a mile? And then you see like a little flare like shoot up, and it's like
she didn't even like follow them in the water. She like goes off in her own direction, like to some the land.
And she had a submarine that's right behind them because the whole
she could have swam to the submarine, and
they were trying to get the submarine so they could like go underwater and stuff and go back to the U.S. where like survivor camps were and everything, but I mean it just
dumb.
Like and the submarine was like right by the shore.
Yeah.
She could have just like freaking walked over there and just. Pissed me off, and then they were like in the very end, the two like Romanian survivors, like they like get together and everything, like, "Oh, I love you,"
and the girl's like, and I'm just like, what are you like 4? She's
some little kid they picked up along the way is like, "Bitch, I don't want to see you guys fucking
Russian
making out."
and they also have like a little slutty Russian party, like a little pole dancer. I mean, not pole dancer.
And the beginning they had like a club scene where they're just like dancing around. It's really weird.
It's pretty hot. There's some tits. I'm kidding, but there's not even any.
I know. Yeah, but the resolution was not satisfied. I know it's supposed to leave you in suspense and let you have a open imagination, but it showed them in the middle of the goddamn ocean, just fucking like going God knows freaking where, and like it's just. I would have liked to see them get back to the United States and seen like what the damage is, because the whole entire film takes place in Moscow. There aren't any. Any flash forwards to any other countries, like similar. I mean, when I pictured this film, I pictured something like The Day After Tomorrow, where they went into the different countries and shown they saw what each country was receiving the damage from, and I don't know. I've been reading for almost 10 minutes now. I probably should say bye. Again,
don't see it.
I will put don't. I wouldn't even rent it. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Trust our review, you guys, because I'm pretty thorough.
It wasn't worth it, you know.
You know, and if it looks like this eyeshadow. No, this eye is like so much darker, but it's not. It's still light.
Okay.
Alright. Sorry, I just felt like I should add that because people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with your eye?" And you'd be like, "Bitch, I don't care." I'm like, this fucking lighting. Rachel,
possum.
Rachel got a possum from the zoo.
Oh.
Rachel. Anyway, the movie was rated PG-13. Again, do not see it in theaters. Like a letter grade, I would give this movie a D because it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great.
A D minus.
You know, leave comments. I will put the links in the description again. Thank you for watching.